I've heard. Hey, Sam, we are live.
We are. Welcome,
We are live like never before.
Absolutely. This is a first for us.
Sam, introduce our special guest here.
Today we have with us the owner of Fermental Bottle Shop, Steve Gibbs.
How you doing? Thanks for coming.
Yay.
Thanks for watching.
Hey. And we have a crowd of spectators as well. And what are we doing today, Sam?
So today we are coming to you live from Fermental Bottle Shop. So every week, for those of you who have been joining us, we give away 2 bottles of wine shipped directly to some lucky winner's door from Fermental Bottle Shop. A few times Amy and I have broadcast live here, and today we decided to bring the whole kit and caboodle down. And it's about to be summertime. We're going into Memorial Day weekend, and we decided to have a fun tasting today. We're going to go and taste some summer wines you've never heard of. We're not going to talk about money today. We're just going to have a good time.
That's right. And by the way, if you are watching, go ahead and type into the chat that you're here. That way we know you're here. It's going to be a little harder to see the chat and say hi than usual, but we'll do the best we can. And as always, Amy is standing by, sort of on the other end of the yard with her computer running the show. Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, and so Dad, I see you. You're not wearing your normal button-up today.
That's right. This is a very special shirt. In case you can't see it, it says "Diversify Portfolio." And as you know, diversification, is the spice of life. Except, of course, in marriage where monotony rules. But and we strive to find the right diversified portfolio. So you can see, I've been doing my research, and this shirt is extra special because the gentleman and lady who gave it to me for my birthday, many of you know that just about every week we say hi to Dan and Barb. They normally are in the mountains. They're down here visiting their kids, and they sent it to me for my birthday. And Dan and I go way back, even before she was born, even before she was conceived.
Wow.
We go back to Corning in my old Corning days. So I want to thank them for this really cool shirt. So, okay, well, let's carry on.
All right.
Ready to get started?
Well, also for those of you who may be tuning in for the first time, I'm Sam Shukavage, and this is David Shukavage, and we are Carolina Retirement Planners. Also in the background today, we do have Amy as always, and we do have Mary with us as well. Many of you have seen Mary pre-COVID at our functions, and you've gotten to hear her on the phone, see her send you confirmation emails. So she's joining us today, and my mom is here as well. And we also have some of our other clients. Jay and Carter are here, and Ed is here. So it's really exciting. Some people have come out and
I see that Wanda, Doug, and Barbara have joined us here and said hi in the chat. So
I think if you're here physically too, we do have some cups and glasses up here. If you want to join us, just I guess walk up on the side here, and we'll pour you some right along with us.
So let's get started. Let's start with tasting here.
So one of the things that we thought is, as the summer was starting, it's really easy to fall into the normal things that you're drinking, your Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, sparkling wine. If you're, I'm a seasonal wine drinker. When it starts to get warm outside, I want white wine. Whenever it's cold outside, I want red wine. Some people just drink the same thing all the time, but there are so many really cool varietals out there and cool wines to experience. So we thought that we would talk about some of them today. And that's what we asked Steve to do for us, to pull some more interesting wines that maybe you would have not tried or heard of otherwise today. So
all right.
Steve, I'm gonna let you kick us off.
All right, you're kind of just gonna be watching us drink these wines, am I right?
That's right. They'll be,
We do.
Go ahead.
I believe that Amy posted on Facebook. If she hasn't, I'm sorry, but I think she will after, if she hasn't already. Posted a sheet where we have we're going to talk a little about each one of these that we're tasting today, so you can get a feel for the wine that we're tasting specifically, but then also the general some of this in general. So when you go out, you could also, have an idea of, you know, you know, finding this rosé, finding rosés in general, or Gruners, or whatever it might be. So we've tried to make it something that you could apply outside of just this as well.
So we're starting off here with Famiga Vino Verde. It's a Vino Verde rosé, which you don't see that often. They're starting to come a little more popularity in the U.S. Vino Verde itself is not a grape; it's actually a region. In Portuguese, it translates to green wine, more demonstrating when these grapes are picked. They're picked a little earlier in the season for their freshness, for their ripeness at that time. The Vino Verde region of Portugal is up north near Spain, just a little bit above where they make port wine in the port region. And this particular Vino Verde Rosé actually uses some of the main grapes you might see in port. One of them is Touriga Nacional, as well as Tempranillo, which in Portugal is known by, it's known by various names, but these are the two grapes you're going to see, the Tinto Roriz and Touriga Nacional.
And Vino Verde is one of my two go-to summer wines,
So a little bit spritzy, not over bubbly, just kind of light, refreshing, some strawberry, raspberry.
I often say it almost tastes like Granny Smith's. If you had to describe it, you could say it's like a liquid Granny Smith.
It has that bitterness, but it's also refreshing at the same time.
It's refreshing. It's not sweet, but so.
They tend to be a little lower in alcohol content as well, so you can drink more glasses without, getting too blitzed.
And they do, red Vino Verdes exist, but they're a little bit hard to find in the U.S., but you can probably seek them out and find them. This rosé right now is probably the closest we have to that, but.
Hey guys, sorry to chime in. We want to see if you guys can use a phone for your internet connection. We are having bad internet, and see if we can use something there. Like if you could use a phone to kind of for internet maybe. Sorry to interrupt. We're still having a sound issue. Just want to let you know. It's coming from your computer. I don't know if maybe the microphone got tripped or something. Was great.
Does that make a
Oh,
difference?
there we go.
Amy?
There we go.
Can you hear
Yep, you're good. You're back. You're back.
us? Switch to a different-
Okay.
we switched to a different mic, but that should, it's not going to be
Okay.
as good a mic. Okay, keep going then. Let us know
We
if
can hear
you can
you.
hear us.
That's what counts. You're good.
Not sure where we left off, but we're on the Gruner Veltliner now from
Let's start.
Austria.
We have time.
Steak
Let's start
farm.
over with the
All right.
Gruner real quick. Or give them a quick Gruner.
All right, this
A
is quick Gruner.
Grover view. No.
Gruner actually means green, but green Veltliner when you translate it in Austrian. There's similar to what we just talked about, Vino Verde. There is a red version of this that you don't see that often. It's actually fairly light colored red grape. Blanc Frankish is one of the more popular grapes in the red world from Austria. But here we've got Gruner Veltliner dry, a little bit fritzy, white pepper, pear,
All right, there is an echo.
big liter bottle.
What, Amy?
There's an echo coming through now.
Well, let me try the other mic again. I changed where it was plugged into.
Is what happens when you're not your
How about
usual
now? How does
location.
it sound now?
Gruner Veltliner, can you hear us?
Now we're frozen.
You hear us?
Don't we love technology? Technology's so great.
Are we,
Nope, now we're not
Do you hear
frozen.
us? Let us know if you can hear
I
us.
hear you.
You
I
can?
can hear you.
Okay. If you can hear us, let us know. Okay, Gruner Veltliner.
Gruner Veltliner, here, cheers. Not sure what you guys heard, if you heard anything. North Austria, near Germany, that's where these grapes grow. This is a small family winery, all organic farming.
Ooh, I like organic grapes.
And it goes with everything. This wine is one
Yeah.
that you can match with anything. And a lot of times they come in with the bottle tops like a beer can would have. You take off
Yes,
with a beer
yeah.
can opener. If you're a beer lover, switching to wine will make you feel better. You know.
One of the concepts of that beer bottle, the little beer cap opener, is so once you open it, you can't close it. You kind of have to just share it with everybody, or
Well,
I don't know if you
drink
wanna
it
share it or
yourself.
not.
You know,
Yeah, or
it's
drink it
like
yourself.
I always thought that's why they put it in bottles. They saw, it's a one serving size. It's just, you know. So, well, this is one of my two go-to summer wines. In fact, we were up the cabin with some friends a couple weeks ago, and I brought 3 bottles of this up. We were having like a luncheon. So, okay.
you get that little. Do you taste that little white pepper? It's more on the finish, like the creaminess, little white pepper.
It is typically a Gruner is going to pair, if you're going to try to pair this with food, it's going to go really well with, a Wiener Schnitzel, if that's something that you're into, or something that's spicy. It can handle like a lot of ginger, a lot of spice, something weird like asparagus,
Arugula.
arugula.
Is asparagus weird?
Well,
Just
as far as like pairing wines to it, it has a very pungent flavor.
I understand.
You
I
know,
just didn't know if you, in general, thought asparagus was weird.
No, I've been really enjoying asparagus this year. I've been cooking it. My husband does not love
In the
asparagus,
world
and
of
I've been making him
vegetables,
eat it.
asparagus is probably a little on the weird side.
It's a perennial, which I think is weird for a vegetable.
I've been making my husband eat a ton of asparagus, and he has not been very pleased.
I like it.
Okay, what's next?
We're going to keep moving. This is something you might seem to be a little weird to some of you guys. This is the white Pinot Noir.
Ooh.
Again, not a white Zinfandel, white Pinot Noir. So they're taking red grapes, crushing them, removing all the skins, and then cold fermenting, fining, filtering to kind of get it to this crystal clear flavor. And surprisingly, it has the nose of a Pinot Noir, but it doesn't really carry some light citrus. This is Left Coast Pinot Noir, which actually came about by accident from this winery, where they were forced to harvest some of their grapes, the Pinot Noir grapes, prior to them fully ripening, and they ended up just kind of figuring this out, and it worked. And they've been doing it since for probably a little over 10 years now, and it's become one of their most popular wines. But a little different, you know. You're seeing like most champagnes are made from red grapes. And this is all unoaked. Very small, little family-run operation here in Willamette, Oregon.
Spicy. It's a little almost spicy.
Ooh.
Now, one of the interesting things about Willamette, which you might remember from your wine days, is that if you look at it on a map, the area in Oregon actually runs parallel to the Burgundy region in France. And that's why a lot of these French winemakers have actually opened up, started some vineyards in with the Willamette area, just to sort of, it just grows for some reason along that parallel line. It grows very well, which a little bit lines up with New York State in the Finger Lakes. They're a little south, but it's still something about that. I don't know if it's longitude or latitude.
Latitude's like the ladder going
Yes.
up. That's how you remember.
Ah, nice.
But a little different. But good, easy,
This is
refreshing.
very interesting.
While we're at it, we'll say hello to Jean. Catherine Lanny is here as usual. Patrick, good to see you here. Talk to you a little earlier, and let's see, Susan is here. So anyway,
Well, hopefully everyone can see us.
yeah.
Willamette, if you are a Pinot Noir lover and you have not been drinking Pinots from Oregon or Willamette Valley, you've been doing yourself a disservice. They are beautiful wines. It is absolutely, they make stunning Pinot Noirs up there.
Wait, I'm chiming in for a second. Susan wants to know if the removal of the red skins is what strips out the color for the wine for that white Pinot Noir. Sorry.
Sort of. It's not actually like removed, like they have somebody there peeling the skins off the grapes, which would probably take quite a long time. But so it's actually, you know, in old world winemaking, they would use a press, and so they take the grapes at harvest and they press them, just pulling all the juice out and removing the skins as quickly as possible. And then during the fermentation process, they use very cold temperatures, which also helps kind of drop any particles down to the bottom of the tanks. And again, in the final process, there's a little bit of filtering just to make sure it's just kind of crystal clear and you don't get any of those tannins left from the skins. I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
it's
just wanna let
really
you know that we
beautiful
can hear
because
you, but you guys are frozen. Like, but it's better to
Okay,
hear you.
what's going to happen?
Yeah, I'd rather
We
you
look
frozen and hear
just
you.
as long as you can hear us. It's the world of offsite, you know.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go live from somewhere else.
Yep.
Okay,
I think this pairs well with a diversified portfolio.
that's right. Yeah.
It's a pretty long name that I have to kind of look at every time. But Bodega El Porvenir Amatua Absoluto. This is Torrontés. Torrontés is a native grape from South America, from Argentina. You're familiar with Malbec, probably. Malbec is the red grape of Argentina, which originated in France, but this is 100% Argentine origin. And this is the kind of wine, I heard you can't see us, but you kind of have to put your nose into it because you're going to get a lot of floral notes, a lot of little, you know, if you're from the South, a little bit of honeysuckle in there. It's just got a beautiful nose, and it also carries over. This is a small family that left Italy in the 70s and started this winery up in the mountains of Argentina. And when you're up in that high altitude, there's very little risk of insects and infestation on your vines. So it's almost naturally organic just for that reason alone. It's kind of that, almost that in between a Pinot Grigio and a Sauvignon Blanc, and that kind of very tropical, light, bright.
Oh, the nose on this is
Yes.
beautiful. I've not had this particular Torontes before, but this is one of my favorite summer
Like
whites.
a Gardenia, maybe.
Mm-hmm. It's one where the nose and
Okay, I got the video back.
All right.
the nose and the palate are so different. The nose is like you're standing in a honeysuckle.
I think a couple places on the Riverwalk would have
Mhm.
had that. We drank a lot of that.
See,
But
these-
it's a really warm weather wine just because it's so refreshing, but still dry, not sweet, dry.
See, this as well pairs very well with Asian food, like a spicy Asian dish or Indian dish,
Hot Thai hot. Yeah,
like a Thai dish.
we're there.
But honestly, I don't need to pair this with anything but like a patio on a
Yeah, I
hot
agree.
summer day.
Yeah.
Torontes.
Mhm. Like, have y'all smelled this and then sipped it? Isn't it interesting? It just smells very different than it tastes. It's very aromatic.
What are those? That's kind of what it reminds me of.
And we have Susan, Paul, and Kay have also checked in. So welcome. Cheers. You know.
One thing I want to say
Can
is
you
you
guys
might see us
repeat the name
really good
from that?
smelling a
I'm
little
sorry to
bit, but
interrupt.
not necessary.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you guys repeat that name of the wine from Argentina again?
All right, I'm going to hold up the bottle. This is. Remember, I
And
said
just
I
so
had
you
trouble
know,
saying it, so I'm
Susan,
saying it again.
That's okay. Susan, I
Bodega
posted,
El Porvenir.
oh, that's good. Steve, you're good.
Bodega is the winery. El Porvenir, Amatua Absoluta.
Oh, I like it.
Basically,
Susan,
if
I
it's something you're looking
posted
for, you can
all
look
of
for
these.
Absoluto.
I think we're posting these on our page.
I did, yes, and I've already posted them on our Facebook page. Yes, you're correct, David.
Okay, they're
Yeah.
posted.
If you were to Google Amatua Torontes, the grape is Torontes. And if you were to Google Amatua Torontes, I guarantee you it would bring you to this bottle. And this is a beautiful expression of Torontes.
And from inception, this winery is now in the hands of the granddaughter of the original owner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely still small, all hand harvested. It's just beautiful. It's fun to see a small winery and make it to here in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay.
And I'm really excited about our last one.
I'll say this is actually better than I remember. I really, really like this.
I know
I haven't had it in a little while. Maybe I haven't had in the Loire Valley, which is a little bit south of Paris. When you think of France and Paris, you don't really think of Paris being a wine region, but it's very nearby. Up there, you might see it listed as Vouvray, but here the Chenin Blanc grape is one of those grapes. Earlier, we spoke about Malbec being very well adapted to Argentina. Here, the Chenin Blanc grape has just done very well in South Africa. It's become kind of their white grape. You might know of Pinotage being their red grape. And this winemaker is from Zimbabwe, and the winery name Kumusha actually kind of comes from the word, the Zimbabwean word for family, or just a intertwining of everybody. No sulfites, no added anything really. He doesn't really add yeast unless absolutely necessary. Grapes are one of the few fruits that actually maintain their own natural yeast on the body of the skin of the fruit itself. And it takes a little longer to actually ferment that way, but it's just it's his preferred method of winemaking. And what that does is just bring out a little bit, that time kind of brings out a bolder flavor, kind of gets into the character of the grape itself. Chenin Blanc, again, sort of tropical. It's one of those wines where you could say, like, it's kind of will show you that a lot of white wines aren't sweet, where on the nose you might taste or sense a little bit of sugar, but it definitely doesn't pull through. It's more, I don't know. What flavors are you getting?
I'm getting like a lot of
But definitely not.
Yeah, it's kind of
category
creamy in the mouth, but without being overly heavy. It's definitely.
It's not complex. It's not like a lot of. It's no, in my view, it's not complex. They're looking at me like that.
Well, I would say I don't think that not complex would be the word, but
Yeah, well,
but so I find this interesting. Chenin Blanc is a really cool grape. So it originated in the Loire Valley, or like it's known in France. And even in France, you can have it could be bone dry, or it could be a really unctuous dessert wine, like very sweet. So it can run the gamut even in France. But then they brought it to South Africa, and it has just really taken off there. And in South Africa, it just loves this hot heat. And it does have all of these really tropical fruit flavors that come through without it really showing. It has the fruit without having the sugar. I would say you're not drinking a really cloyingly sweet wine, but you're drinking something that has a lot of bright fruit flavors to it. But at this point, while it originated in France, South Africa and California both have surpassed South Africa in how much Chenin Blanc they produce. So I love seeing different grapes being produced all across the world and having them express themselves differently in different regions. And Chenin Blanc is one of those grapes.
well, we're bumping up against the half hour.
Oh, man.
I might remind everybody that we have this on our Facebook page. You can probably go buy similar wines anywhere, but you can also stop by here at Fermental in Ogden. It's kind of like, just if you're headed north, it's just before you get to just past the light. There's a little mall goes in a strip, and you can ask them for the Carolina Retirement Planners official tasting list, and then you can sit down, watch this on the replay, and sample these all one by one. So just a reminder there.
All these wines are under $20.
Now, before we do the drawing, Amy, we've already picked what we're doing next week, right? Do you remember what it is, Sam? What are we doing next week?
We are, but I do, before I go there, I wanna take a second, and behind me here, I don't know how well you can see it, but there is just a gorgeous outside area here. It's filled with picnic tables, there's little round tables, there's even a little disc golf hole there. They have a stage. There's going to be music here later. They have a great bottle shop for you to be able to pick up stuff and take it home with you. This is a really cool place. I know I tell you all about this every week, but I just want to plug this again because we're here. We love Fermental.
And Smithfield's Barbecue's right over there.
Right,
so you can go get something, bring it over here, open a bottle of wine, a bottle of beer, and have a good evening. So, okay.
And we're still here. And the bottles are open right now.
What are we doing next week? What are we doing next week?
All right. So next week we are, we wanted to ask ourselves, in this day and age, what is more important to us than money? And we want to kind of dig in and talk about, true wealth. And we're going to kind of explore that concept next week. So we're going to go beyond just money and talk about kind of the four pillars of wealth.
So it should be fun. It's going to be fun. Going to be a kind of a different view here as we start to sink into summer. So
exactly. Here at Carolina Retirement Planners, we do like to be diversified. We do like to have a holistic planning, and we want to help you in more areas than just your investments. So
we're helping you with wine selections.
I hope
So
you've
beyond
enjoyed
your-
our offsite despite a few technical ups and downs.
And so as always, so for those of you who sent in, who Facebook RSVP'd, who sent in questions, comments, responded to our emails, we put your name in this week. And so one of you is going to win home. So if you're one of the lucky people who are here, but for those of you who are not here, our lucky winner. Actually, wait, Steve, do you want to do the honors for us?
That's the best mixed.
Yeah.
set of,
Don't say the last name. Say the first letter of the last name.
Ellen and J. S.
Ellen and JS. They are not here with us today, but congratulations, Ellen and Jay. You are our wine winners.
Oh, you froze. And there's no sound and you froze. I had to move. Sorry, my view is funny again. No. We can't hear you. And David, I don't know if anybody can hear, but I love your shirt. We're all frozen. I have nothing to cheers because it's all sitting in the sun. I don't know if anybody can hear you guys. The microphone died. It's the sun.